Hi guys, how are you all? Hope you're all safe at home and are able to manage the academic assignments during this lockdown period. Theory, I'm sure you're all able to manage very well through the online classes, but practicals may be a bit of a problem. As far as oral pathology subject is concerned, I just thought of helping you guys with the practical assignment, that is record writing, through small videos. My every video will have one histopathology lesion with the explanation of it and step-by-step instruction to how to go about drawing them. Please make use of them and I'm sure they will be of help to you. Thank you. See you all soon. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back with another histopathology diagram, and today's diagram that we are taking is the of fibrosarcoma, which is a malignant tumor, fibroblastic origin. What do we see histopathologically in fibrosarcoma? Mainly fibroblasts which are of spindle shaped. So they are spindle cells. How are they arranged? Numerous spindle cells in fact. And how are they arranged? They are arranged in sheets, fascicles, mainly intersecting fascicles, you can call it as that, fascicles, which creates a very peculiar pattern that we see in fibrosarcoma and which is pathognomonic of fibrosarcoma, and we call it as herringbone pattern. This name herringbone pattern is derived from the fishes, the bones of the fishes called herring. Okay. Also, I assume that when I was going through the pattern, understanding what these fishes exactly are, they are very small fishes. They run in clusters to avoid being eaten by the big fishes. So when they are in clusters, they form some kind of sheets or fascicles that we see in fibrosarcoma. Probably the name has come from even that. And what else we see in fibrosarcoma? We see not much of pleomorphism though, but we see mild to moderate nuclear atypia. Okay, so not much of haphazard pleomorphism, anisocytosis, anisonucleosis are really seen. In this particular fibrosarcoma diagram that I have taken up, you see mostly very mild to moderate nuclear atypia, and we definitely see mitotic figures, which are, when we see them more than 4 mitotic figures per 10 high power field area, we call it as, which is very characteristic of fibrosarcoma. It is very diagnostic of fibrosarcoma in fact. So we basically have to draw these features into the histopathology diagram that we are going to start now. So let's start with that. Okay, we take a white sheet, we take H&D pencil, that is hematoxylin, eosin and hematoxylin pencils, and we just keep all other essentials next to it. And since, as we have been talking about, that we can use either a bangle to draw a circle, or we can use a cup or a mug. Today I am using a small mug to draw the circle. We can use the size that is specified in our institutions to draw the circle, or it is again your convenience. So I will use this slightly bigger circle to complete this diagram, to draw this fibrosarcoma diagram. Okay, so we start with understanding the concept of herringbone. When we say herringbone, how does this herringbone pattern exactly look? See, the bone, when we think of it, mostly is like this. Okay, and what this herringbone pattern is used in, basically widely used in, is making fabrics. So how does this look? Herringbone pattern is basically a pattern like this. Right? So this kind of pattern we see on fabrics. You must have seen on the fabric, this is a very popular pattern, and whenever you see this pattern, this is popularly known as herringbone pattern. So this is the pattern that we need to draw to arrange the fascicles of the fibroblasts or the spindle cells, or the malignant fibroblasts. So we basically do just that with the eosin pencil. So we just take up an area and draw, shade it. It will help you. This is an easier way to draw this fibrosarcoma. And when you are drawing the other side, you can place it according to your convenience. The angulation of the book can be arranged according to your convenience. Okay. In between, you can draw just straight arranged fascicles. And few fascicles are arranged running straight and few running haphazardly. And another herringbone pattern in between. So light shaded pink area to draw this herringbone pattern, and another fascicle running at an angle. These are all intersecting fascicles. So once we draw this, you just observe these lines with which are giving that 3D angulation. This is basically the herringbone pattern. On these lines you can draw the malignant fibroblasts. So we can just go about drawing with the sharp pencil the fibroblasts arranged on these lines. So that will make it very easy for you to draw the fibrosarcoma histopathology diagram. Similarly, once you fill up that area, you fill up the lines with cells on those lines which are angulated in a different direction. And once we fill up these two angulations, we can fill up the area which was in a direction completely different to the other two angulated ones, mostly the straight one. So we can just fill up that area with similarly we fill up all the areas as I have been mentioning. Record writing takes a lot of interest and dedication and a bit of hard work. Once you understand how to go about drawing these diagrams, if you understand the technique of drawing, it's not that hard actually. Okay, so we just fill up all the cells. So if it is a sharp pencil, you can just quickly draw the cells in different angulations. Now if you observe closely, that you can see all these cells in fascicles, intersecting fascicles. Now all that you need to do is fill them with nuclei. So we'll start filling up with nuclei. we'll take hematoxylin pencil and start filling up with nucleus. So all those nuclei inside the cytoplasm will just be filled like this. Once you get the hang of it, you can just go on filling in all the directions. The fibroblasts are running in. The cytoplasm is scanty. Some areas the nuclei are vesicular and plump. Some areas they are pycnotic and darkened. So you just go on filling the nuclei till you fill all the cells. It hardly takes any time. So this way we just completely fill all the cells with nuclei. Okay. Just make sure that the entire area is filled with nucleus. Now the next component that we have to think of is giving mitotic figures into this image. So that is basically just pick nuclei to give mitotic figures. You can use the different phases of mitosis. See, you can start with basically metaphase, where the nuclei are in the center, in the shape of a plate in the center of the cell, or you can even do the telophase, where the nuclei have separated. And so few nuclear atypia and mitotic figures you can show this way. So this finishes basically the drawing of fibrosarcoma, and we can quickly label them. This is the fibrosarcoma histopathology drawing. We can just label them. They are malignant fibroblasts, spindle cells, they are nuclei, nuclear atypia, mitotic figures. And you can just give the name as intersecting fascicles in herringbone pattern, or forming herringbone pattern. This is the final version of fibrosarcoma diagram. You can see that the malignant fibroblast, spindle cells, and you can see the labeling of nuclear atypia and few mitotic figures, and you can also label herringbone pattern, which is basically the intersecting fascicles of the spindle cells. So this is the diagram of fibrosarcoma. Thank you. See you all soon with another histopathology diagram. Bye.